Hello, Forever Family. Once again, it's time to do another Bible study video. The purpose of doing these videos is to make disciples. Have you ever wondered if all versions of the Bible share the same message? Well, God has given us the passion to try to find out if they do all say the same thing. How is he doing that? Well, he's got a website called www.wherescripturespeaksclearly.org, which has over 2,500 complete book studies, topical teachings, and different formats of sharing the gospel. There are some messages done in up to 50 different versions of the Bible. And why is that being done that way? Well, God made the tagline for www.wherescripturespeaksclearly.org, passion to make disciples. And that's what he's given us. He's given us a passion to make disciples, to reach whoever with the same message in whatever version of the Bible and whatever platform they might happen to be on. So they can get into a relationship with Jesus, the Messiah, the Yeshua. And also some of those platforms, our Facebook page, Parler, MeWe, YouTube, and Twitter, they're all called Where Scripture Speaks Clearly. Today, Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1 through 13, from the Woman of Faith devotional. We read Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1 through 13. Everything has its time. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to gain and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. The God-given task. What profit has the worker from that in which he labors? I have seen the God-given tasks with which the sons of men are to be occupied. He has made everything beautiful in its time, and he has put eternity in their hearts, except that no one can find out the work that God does from beginning to end. I know that nothing is better for them than to rejoice and to do good in their lives, and also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of God. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 through 13 from the Woman of Faith devotional Bible. So as a Christian, I'm supposed to make disciples by sharing the gospel. So I just did that. And so now, I'm asking you to do your part. Whatever platform you happen to be watching this on, let the platform know if this message reached you or if you're engaged in this message and why. Leave a positive comment. What I've learned in ministry, sometimes it takes one courageous person to leave a positive comment for someone else to also leave another positive comment. So I'm going to help you with that. I'm going to put some questions in the comment section. I'd love for you to answer them. The only purpose of these questions is to find out who's watching this so we can reach more people with the gospel together. You want to store treasures for yourself in heaven, all you have to do is hit the share button at any time. Because we use Scripture to explain Scripture, you hit the share button, you are doing the great commission of sharing the gospel that you heard with other people. And as soon as everybody hears the gospel, decides whether they want to go to heaven or where they want to spend eternity, we get to go home to heaven. And some of us will hear, well done, good and faithful servant. Hope that's you too. So, like, share, follow, subscribe to these different sites. Rate these videos, like these videos. Maybe the fact that you got involved will encourage someone else to also get involved. Imagine that. We can team together to share the gospel and reach people so they can have a relationship with Jesus the Messiah, Yeshua, just by getting involved in these sites. So, now that you've watched this video, under Where Scripture Speaks Clearly, yes, they had the same name, Where Scripture Speaks Clearly. There's a Facebook page, Parler, MeWe, YouTube, and Twitter site, all the same name. But if you want more content, go to www.wherescripturespeaksclearly.org, which has over 2,500 complete book studies, topical teachings, and different formats of sharing the gospel. There are some messages done in over 50 different versions of the Bible. Why is that done? Because God has given us the passion to make disciples, to reach whoever by doing the same message in multiple versions of the Bible and multiple platforms. So now that you've watched this video, go to Where Scripture Speaks Clearly. There's a Facebook page, Parler, MeWe, YouTube, and Twitter. They all have the same name. And then www.wherescripturespeaksclearly.org, which has over 2,500 complete book studies, topical teachings, and different formats of sharing the gospel. And I'm always adding more book studies, topical teachings, and different formats of sharing the gospel. So keep coming back. Goodbye for now. Get involved in these sites. And remember, I'm always adding more. See you again soon. It's goodbye for now. Keep coming back because I'm always adding more stuff.